Young lady, the darkness around you is making the entire sky tremble. Such an impolite habit. Stay away from me. There are things inside my mind, things you do not want to see.
Oh, I've seen nightmares far worse than that in children's rooms.
Don't treat me like a child. I'm not someone who needs saving. Saving you? I thought I was trying to stop you from destroying the entire world.
Then you came far too late.
In this video, we explore one of the most dangerous battles between two mysterious, magical entities, Mary Poppins versus Raven. Two women with powers far beyond common sense, yet representing two completely opposite extremes. On one side is Mary Poppins, the enigmatic nanny with an elegant appearance and almost perfect demeanor. Mary is approximately 5 feet 8 inches tall with a slender build, weighing an estimated 130 pounds. Behind that gentle exterior lies an entity possessing magical powers that defy all normal rules. With her magical umbrella, her infinite bag, and the ability to manipulate reality as if it were child's play, Mary doesn't fight with brute force. She overwhelms her opponents with her very mystery and ability to control the world around her. Her rival was Raven, half human, half demon. Raven is approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs around 120 pounds. Despite her rather frail physique, she possesses the power of ancient darkness and multi-dimensional magic. Raven isn't a warrior focused on physical strength, but she is one of the most dangerous mages in the universe. Raven possesses the ability to control dark energy, manipulate souls, teleport, project spirits, seal entities, and wield multi-dimensional magic. This isn't just a battle between magic and magic. It's a clash of two completely different powers, between a wondrous entity operating like a mysterious law of the world and a dark mage born from multi-dimensional chaos. So what happens when the woman who can transform the world into a strange dream confronts the girl who carries the power of the apocalypse? Let's analyze each warrior before the battle begins to see who truly emerges victorious. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on the battles. The most exciting part, Mary Poppins represents a mysterious wonder that operates beyond ordinary logic. Mary doesn't control the world with overwhelming power. She changes it with laws no one understands. Mary's power makes her one of the most inexplicable entities in the fantasy world. She can manipulate reality, transform matter, bend space, and make the impossible seem normal. In combat, Mary Poppins is a nightmare in a completely different way. She doesn't charge in with ferocious attacks or overwhelm opponents with physical strength. An umbrella can become a means of teleportation. A small bag can hold everything, and with a simple action, the entire surrounding space can transform into a completely different world. But what makes Mary truly terrifying is her absolute unpredictability. Opponents don't just fight Mary. They must fight the ever-changing reality around them. Mary Poppins' resilience also far surpasses the gentle appearance of an ordinary nanny. Although she doesn't possess an indestructible body or immense physical strength, her ability to manipulate the world around her allows her to almost always control the situation. But Mary Poppins also has her own weaknesses. She rarely reveals her full power and almost never fights in the conventional way. Mary usually acts according to her own mysterious rules, sometimes resembling a guide more than a destroyer. And in a battle against an opponent who uses overwhelming dark magic, like Raven, Mary's composure and mysterious demeanor may be truly tested for the first time. Raven represents the opposite: darkness, repressed emotions, and chaotic power emanating from within. Raven doesn't control reality with magic. She controls it through dark energy and soul power. Her Trigon bloodline makes Raven one of the most dangerous mages in the DC universe. She can manipulate dark energy, control souls, teleport, and open portals between dimensions. In combat, Raven is an almost untouchable nightmare. She can create massive energy shields, levitate opponents with telekinesis, seal entities, and directly attack the minds of her enemies. But what truly makes Raven terrifying is that her power is always tied to emotion. The more out of control she loses, the closer she gets to the darkness within, the more dangerous the power from Trigon becomes. Raven's resilience also far surpasses her small and quiet appearance. Although her physical body isn't particularly impressive, her dark energy and magical protective layers allow her to survive the most terrifying threats. Raven has faced entities beyond imagination and continues to fight even when both her mind and body are pushed to their limits. But Raven also has emotional weaknesses. She must constantly maintain balance within her mind. Fear, anger, and the darkness from Trigon are always present like a ticking time bomb. When emotions get out of control, Raven can become stronger than ever. But at the same time, she is more easily overwhelmed. And in a battle against an entity as utterly calm as Mary Poppins, it is precisely these chaotic emotions within Raven that could be exploited in return. This battle is a clash between mysterious magic and multidimensional darkness. Mary Poppins possesses a type of power that operates like a strange law of the world, gentle, precise, and almost inexplicable. Raven, meanwhile, embodies dark magic and repressed emotional energy, a power born from the very darkness of reality. Mary controls the battlefield with absolute serenity and the ability to manipulate the world around her. Raven, on the other hand, controls dark energy, souls, and inner power to transform the battlefield into a living nightmare. Mary Poppins has the advantage of stability and control. In a confrontation, Mary can alter the surrounding environment, bending familiar laws of physics, turning the battlefield into a place where logic no longer functions normally. Raven might suddenly find herself fighting in a world that no longer follows any rules she once knew. And when an opponent is drawn into Mary's rules of the game, that's usually when she begins to take control. However, Raven possesses a level of direct danger that far surpasses Mary in many aspects. She can use telekinesis to crush targets, create massive energy shields, open spatial portals, manipulate souls, and directly attack the minds of her opponents. This battle isn't simply about who is stronger. It's a question of whether the magic of order and the mystery of Mary Poppins can withstand the chaotic darkness suppressed within Raven, or whether that dark power will ultimately break free and destroy Mary's magical world. Step into battle to see who will emerge victorious. In a mystical fairy tale forest where giant trees with leaves that glowed like lanterns and enormous flowers whispered curses, Mary Poppins stood beside a massive, ancient tree. Her black umbrella rested gently on the soft moss, casting a warm golden glow that dispelled the deep purple mist. Raven hovered in the space between the trees, her cloak fluttering, approaching Mary Poppins. Raven swung her arm forcefully, roaring an ancient spell. Dark vines shot up from the forest floor, wrapping tightly around Mary Poppins's feet and pulling her down. Mary chuckled softly, gracefully twirling her umbrella. The vines instantly transformed into vibrant ribbons, tying themselves into bows that fluttered around her. She swung her left hand, and a swarm of golden honeybees flew from her bag, swirling in a sweet whirlwind that pushed Raven back, forcing her to cover her face. Raven gritted her teeth in anger, transforming her body into a spreading shadow, blending into the dark foliage before reappearing from behind, her hands forming a poisonous green energy scythe slashing across the tree trunk. Mary Poppins leapt lightly onto a higher branch, her umbrella opening as a shield, blocking the scythe in midair. The collision created a burst of light, sending leaves flying like a shower of stars. Raven shrieked, slamming his hand down on the air, summoning a massive flock of shadowy ravens from the dense black foliage, which swooped down like a rocket rain. Mary Poppins whispered, "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious." Her purse vibrated violently, and thousands of bright red poppies flew up, colliding with the ravens and turning them into fluttering paper flowers that fell like snow. Raven lunged closer, using telekinesis to squeeze the branches around Mary, attempting to crush her within the cage of living trees. Mary Poppins calmly raised her umbrella, which transformed into a swirling vortex of warm wind that ripped away branches and slammed Raven against an ancient tree. Raven mustered her last ounce of strength, transforming into a colossal, raven-shaped shadow with wings that obscured the entire forest, and swooped down with a roar that shook the very woods. Mary Poppins stood still, opened her umbrella, and released a sparkling crystal seed from her bag. The seed touched the ground and instantly sprouted into a gigantic, radiant oak tree, its branches reaching up to block the shadow, enveloping Raven and forcing her to reveal her true form. Exhausted and kneeling on one leg on a branch, Mary Poppins landed softly beside Raven, tucked her umbrella into her bag, and knelt to smooth Raven's tangled hair. She took a cup of hot tea from her bag and offered it to the little girl. Raven gasped for breath, her red eyes turning back to a pale violet, and with a weary smile, she fell into Mary Poppins's arms. The black umbrella opened again, creating a path of light through the forest canopy. Mary Poppins triumphed once more with gentle magic and kindness right in the heart of the mystical forest. Tonight, the victor is Mary Poppins. Raven is one of the most dangerous sorcerers in her world, an entity capable of manipulating souls, tearing apart space, sealing enemies stronger than herself, and summoning dark forces capable of threatening multiple dimensions. In almost every other duel, Raven would overwhelm her opponent with magic, telekinesis, and nearly limitless dark power. But Mary Poppins doesn't fight within that same frame of reference. She doesn't confront with pure power or direct destruction. She operates on a deeper level, where normal rules begin to lose their meaning. Raven relies on energy, souls, and emotional power, all of which require a structure to exist and function. Mary, with her absolute composure and inexplicable, wondrous nature, can alter that very playing field before Raven can even grasp the battle. Not by fighting the darkness, but by transforming the entirety of reality around her into something Raven no longer understands. And in a battle where reality no longer follows conventional rules, the one who ultimately controls the rules of the game is the winner. What do you think of this matchup between Mary Poppins and Raven? Comment below and let us know. Do you think this outcome is fair? Or does Raven still have a chance if she changes her approach? And next, what battle would you like to see? Another fairy entity against the most powerful dark wizards? Or should Mary Poppins test her skills against an even more bizarre and dangerous enemy? Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the next Who Would Win battles, where all limits are broken, reality is always bent, and only the strongest or the most fearsome will be the last one standing.